So welcome to a preview of Manchester United's upcoming Premier League match against Fulham this weekend. A must-win game for United in their pursuit of a top 4 finish in the Premier League and qualification to next season's UEFA Champions League. And what a run of form it has been for Erik ten Hag's side, with 4 consecutive Premier League wins putting United firmly in contention to finish in the top 4. One of the features of that superb recent run of form has been quick starts to those matches, with the informed Rasmus Højlund scoring twice within the first 10 minutes against Luton Town last weekend. And it was Højlund who in this FC24 preview opened the scoring early on following an assist from Kobbie Mainoo. It's been so great to see the young trio of Højlund, Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho playing really well, not just in our recent games, but also for a lot of the season as well, which has been a season filled with so many disappointing moments. But this trio have certainly been a bright spark in what has ultimately been a pretty disappointing season. Nevertheless, a top 4 finish and a possible trophy in the form of the FA Cup remain a real possibility for United, but there can be absolutely no let-up now, and with an away trip to the Etihad Stadium to take on Manchester City to come in the next Premier League match, this game against Fulham is an absolute must-win for us. But confidence will be high following those 4 successive wins, which have included some really positive signs. In a season where we've struggled to score goals, we've just scored 11 in 4 matches. Rasmus Højlund is a man in form after scoring in 6 successive Premier League matches, becoming the youngest ever player to achieve that feat in the Premier League. Mainoo has been in excellent form in the midfield, and the team has shown superb character at times as well, including netting a stoppage time winner to see off Wolves in the 4-3 thriller at Molineux, going to the informed Aston Villa and coming away with a magnificent 2-1 win where a late Scott McTominay header secured the huge 3 points for us, and that really helped close the gap to one of our top 4 rivals as well. But also within that brilliant run of form, familiar problems continue to occur for United, and you feel they need to be addressed soon or they will be punished. A counter-attacking style has certainly helped to improve us in an attacking sense, but we are still conceding far too many chances to the opposition. 16 shots on goal to Wolves, of which 7 were on target, 22 shots on goal to West Ham, of which luckily only 3 were on target in that match, 23 shots on goal to Aston Villa, of which 10 were on target, and then 22 shots on goal to Luton Town, of which only 4 were on target in that game as well. But even Erik ten Hag acknowledged after that game against Luton that they allowed the Hatters too many chances in the game. However, the good news is that we are still creating plenty of chances. In the past 4 games, we've had 71 shots on goal, with 27 of those efforts being on target, and that's resulted in 11 goals within that run of form as well. So there's definitely been an improvement in chance creation, which is brilliant to see, considering how dreadful we were in front of goal earlier in the season. But it would be nice to see us concede less chances to the opposition going forward, otherwise we will get punished. Speaking of defence, I was gutted to see Lisandro Martinez to pick up another injury against West Ham after only just returning from the foot injury that had kept him out for the first half of the season. Even just his brief return, it was clear to see that this is our best centre-back at the club alongside Raphael Varane, and he's just been superb since coming to United last season. So calm and composed on the ball, and the way he's able to bring the ball out from the back with so much confidence and push United up the field before picking out a pass. And I just love his aggressive style and being able to win the ball back so confidently for us as well. And it's just qualities that the likes of Harry Maguire do not possess really. And it's a massive blow that Martinez looks set to be out until April at the earliest with the knee ligament damage that he suffered against West Ham. Now, in fairness, Maguire has shown small signs of improvement this season. I mean, given how poor he has been in his whole United career, the only way was up. And yeah, he has definitely been a bit better this season. But those elements to his game that make him and United so vulnerable, primarily the lack of pace, are still so evident. And thankfully, he's been able to be partnered alongside Varane for now. But there have definitely been improvements to Maguire's game this season, which is good to see. The situation at left back looks set to be a continuous problem for United for the rest of the season now, with Luke Shaw looking set for a spell on the sidelines after coming off with an injury against Luton, meaning it looks like Lindelof will continue to deputise in that position. Malacia remains out of action with his injury, so it could well be that Lindelof continues at left back for the foreseeable future, and that could certainly be a vulnerable area of the pitch for United in the coming matches. As for Fulham, Marco Silva's side are on a poor run of form with just 1 win in 5 Premier League matches. That sees them currently sitting in 12th place in the Premier League, 9 points above the relegation zone. January was a particularly disappointing month for Fulham, with their only win coming against Championship side Rotherham United by 1-0 in the FA Cup, before they were knocked out of that competition by Newcastle in the 4th round by 2-0. They were also knocked out of the Carabao Cup, although in fairness to Marco Silva's side, they did push Premier League leaders Liverpool very close across the 2 legs of the semi-final, where they even took the lead at Anfield in the first leg before falling to a 2-1 defeat. And unfortunately for them as well, their 1-1 draw in the second leg wasn't quite enough in the end. February has seen a slight improvement, with 4 points from 3 Premier League matches after a 2-2 draw against Burnley at the start of the month, followed by a 3-1 home win against Bournemouth, and then a 2-1 defeat to Aston Villa last weekend. As for this EAFC prediction, the scoreline would suggest it was a close game. However, I had so many chances to score more goals in this match, but I picked up really from where United left off in real life against Luton and failed to take so many of my chances. Unbelievably, Casemiro had 3 headers cleared off the line. Bruno Fernandes had chances to make the game safe, including a header towards the end of the game, which he somehow put wide. Højlund could have doubled his tally for the game, and there were chances for Rashford, Garnacho and Mainu too. But luckily, we limited the amount of chances Fulham created, and there was only really the one chance that Andreas Pereira had in the first half, which was well saved by Onana. As for the game itself on Saturday, I could see a similar sort of game to the West Ham one a few weeks ago at Old Trafford, where United will probably take their chances and seal a comfortable win and make it 5 wins on the bounce before the Manchester derby next week. Fulham may have some chances in the game, but confidence is definitely higher in the United team right now, and I'm back in Ten Hag's side to continue their good form and for Fulham's poor run of results to unfortunately continue. But what do you think the score will be? Are you backing United to continue their good run of form? Can Rasmus Højlund make it 7 successive Premier League games with a goal? Let me know in the comments.